Alright guys, Dokkan time. So, we're running out of videos to do about the Golden Week celebration. So as a last second video, I figured I'd go over the yellow coins. So this could almost be like, honestly, like your general yellow coin kind of video. Like, should you be using your yellow coins at all, give or take? And here's the thing. No, not really. I will say this is a top 5. This is a top 5. So I will give you my top 5, like, say-sos of what you could grab with yellow coins. But overall, aside from LR Bulma and maybe Golden Frieza, I wouldn't say there's too many staple, like, yellow coin units that really stand out to the point of where you should, yes, I should 110% grab this. It's going to be useful in a billion different reasons and things. Yeah, I mean, it's really hard because most people don't have enough yellow coins. Mind you. Most people do not have enough yellow coins because yellow coin banners are notoriously poop. They are just poop. Lots and lots of poop. I normally would never suggest ever summoning on a yellow coin banner. And I hope you didn't summon for Ultimate Gohan because he is not worth summoning for a couple of reasons. One, he's not that amazing. He is good, but he's not that amazing. And he'll be returning on the worldwide download celebration. That's the other thing about yellow coin banners is usually yellow coin banner units come back on some other big time banner for big celebration. So there's not really much of a point to go for the yellow coin banner when it's immensely trash, when you could just be conveniently potentially getting that unit or getting it with a different set of coins like carnival coins or red coins even potentially. Not likely. But yeah, I mean, there's just other scenarios where it's better to wait. But let's just go with the top 5 for right now. And then I'll just kind of go down the list, or technically up the list, and tell you the reasons why, very briefly, why all of them are just not worth it. So, LR Bulma is the #1 pick, obviously. I mean, it's Bulma. So, I mean, she's, even with 9th anniversary content, even with the Majin Buu Saga Red Zone, she is still very good. She's not as dominant, I would say, as she was last year when she was on release. She's not as dominant, but she's definitely still potentially the best #1 yellow coin LR, in my opinion. I mean, Ultimate Gohan might have her beat on raw power, but even then, I still think she's just infinitely more valuable and more useful than Gohan is, as Gohan is trapped to Majin Buu Saga team, and is very, very dupe dependent, whereas Bulma is just kind of good out the gate, in my opinion. So, the #2 pick is going to be kind of like a throw up in the air. You can disagree with me. The #2 and 3 picks on this list are going to be like kind of an interchangeable thing by opinion, but the next best choice is, in my opinion, is the Super Buu. Super Buu has gone a very long way. He has come a long way in usefulness. He has come such a long way. On release, he had no 200% team. He was just a 170. It was before Worldwide Download Celebration, if I remember correctly. He was just very, very bleh. Like, we didn't really care that he released. Yeah, it was before Worldwide Download Celebration. He only came out in June of last year. He just wasn't that great, you know? But honestly, I like him. I do. I love this unit now. Of course, he only has the 200% teams. But, I mean, Majin Power is so good now. You cannot say that this guy is bad. I mean, especially with the Majin Buu Red Zone, he has Auto Guard going off. He has the craziest damage numbers. I mean, this is a unit that can hit 20 million damage on a 150% leader. Yeah. Okay? Take that into your brain for a second. This guy is very good. He's very good. And it leads me to my point of going to #3 is Golden Frieza. Now, I'm ranking this Super Buu above Golden Frieza because he's just so much better damage. He's better long-term. He doesn't fall off like Frieza does. Frieza is good. Don't get me wrong. Why isn't his image loading? I don't know why Frieza's image is not loading. That's weird. But Frieza's good. He's not that good, you know. He's not that good. He's okay. He's okay. But wow, the website is just not loading properly. It's very funky. But yeah, he's just not that good. You know, he's just really not that good at the end of the day because of his long-term thing. He loses so much damage reduction that he ends up becoming a liability in all of the long-term fights. Don't get me wrong, in all the short-term fights, he's amazing, he's godly, and I love the crap out of him in a very short-term fight. But if the fight's going to last more than 5 or 6 turns, I do not want him on my team, and I will hold to that. So, and then the next pick I'm going to go with is Janemba. Now, you're going to... Listen carefully. Janemba is okay. He's not terrible. And I will tell you right now, he could be lined up for an EZA next year. Or at the very least of the beginning of next year. For a Christmas banner, because this guy, if I remember right, he came out along the time frame of the Tech Gogeta. And Tech Gogeta is overdue for an EZA. So I think he's very close to a potential EZA very soon. And either way, I've found so many like Big Bad Boss's extreme type of content, and this guy just holds it down. He really does. Now, mind you, there's better picks. I'm just saying, if you don't have Janemba, it's not a terrible choice. And even I would say you could probably hold off potentially. Like, you don't have to get him. Like at the 2 and the 4 and 5th spot, you don't have to go for it. You really don't have to. You can hold off. There's no rush. But they are very useful. If it's like the only thing you're missing, I wouldn't blame you. And for the number 5 one, and I'm gonna remind you, I'm choosing this guy over all of the rest of the crap on this list. I will say before I say what the number 5 placement is, I'm gonna say Rose is a very big, you know, he's a shout out. I do not know what is up with this with Dokkan Info website. It is broken. Hold up a sec. Okay, we're back in here. So sorry about that. So anyways, LR Rose is a big shout out. Like, he's a very insanely good unit, and if you have the LR Tech Merge Zamasu, I would not blame you whatsoever to grab this guy because he is just a beast. But do I think... I mean, unless you're running Future Saga all the time, you know, I just don't... You're not running this guy on any other team other than with LR Tech Merge Zamasu. You're just not. You can run him on Fizz, Rose, Goku Black's team if you so wish, but you are not running him outside of an Extreme Future Saga team. That's it. That's his placement. There is not really any room to bend it. There's a little room to bend, but otherwise, if you want the best optimal team to run him on, it's a full freaking Extreme Future Saga team. And I am not an advocate of mixing Super and Extreme units. I've done it with the Majin Buu Saga right now because I have to, but I don't like it. It's very uncomfortable if you just get the worst rotations possible. Though he is very good, he's more of a shout out. Now the actual fifth one over all the rest, you know, over this entire list of units, and yes, even the 9th anniversary EZA freaking Broly trio, I'm still choosing this guy. Y'all think I'm crazy. Yep, don't shoot me. This was the very first summonable LR. It was the very first summonable LR. And I'm gonna bet money. I would bet money that this guy is gonna get a Super EZA before every single other freaking LR. He's gonna get this is gonna be the first LR Super EZA. I promise you it will be. The only other unit that could take that placement right now is the LR Prime Battle Goku, and that is it. It's him or it's the LR Prime Battle Goku. That is it. There is no other options. If this guy gets a Super EZA before the end of the year, I will not be surprised. I will I wouldn't be surprised if we get it during Worldwide Download Celebration. I really wouldn't. I really would not. Or even Tanabata. I wouldn't be surprised if this guy has a super easy A before the end of the year. And I just can't help to say that, you know, if you got the 500 yellow coins and you don't have this unit, and all of a sudden he's the best frickin' like super easy A to date, and he is just like broken and godly good, then, you know, you're missing out. then you're missing out. So it's just something to consider for your yellow coins, you know. Nobody really thinks about some of these potential super easy A options here. He's not like on a crazy amount of teams, but he is on both Broly and Beast Gohan's 200% lead. So he could be very good. He could be very good in the future for JP players and for global players. Now, it doesn't mean go out there and grab him. It's just a suggestion. It's not an almighty thing. If you want to grab Rose over him, then by all means go for it. I just don't prefer a unit that has only like one option. And I feel like Rose is good, and he's helped in a lot of scenarios at this point, because he has such like a good amount of a good kit. But I also feel like he really needs to be babied to be really good. He does need to get that final blow. If he doesn't get the final blow, you really feel the difference in his power. You kind of really do. It's mostly because he, you know, 6 key and a 50% chance to crit is huge. So if you can't get him like an early final blow to really buff him up during a fight, you just feel a little bit less with him. Meanwhile, whatever content you're bringing Janemba into, he's just kind of, he's good. And he's got an easy A on the lineup. He's got an easy A on the lineup. A normal easy A, not a super easy A. So I guess this is more like a top 6, really. It really is. It's hard to name any other ones. I mean, really, nobody should be actually summoning for for freaking Super Saiyan 2 easy A Gohan. You shouldn't. But I 100% believe this guy's going to get the first super easy A, so that is something to think about. But otherwise, these would be the top choices, I would say, for grabbing with your yellow coins, if you have them. Not everybody has really any yellow coins, in all given honesty. LR Mavage and Vegeta is only worth for World Tournament. Same thing with the STR Broly. They're both still very good for the World Tournament. But, I mean, there's obviously better options like Majunior and STR Easy A Piccolo. LR Tech, Zamasu, and Rose are good, but they've really fallen off at this point. They're just not as... They just can't really hold it in too much. They're a very finicky unit. The physical Trunks is just bad. I'm sorry. The AGL Goten Mighty Mask, Goten and Trunks Mighty Mask is terrible. Terrible unit. Bojack is okay. He's alright. He's not terrible. He's not good either. He's kind of in a weird middle ground, but I wouldn't say he's worth grabbing with coins. The Super Saiyan 3 LR Goku, I wish he was better, but he's just not worth the coinage. LR Beerus and Whis, once again, decent thing to have, not worth the coin usage. Physical Bardock, garbage. Physical Cell, only useful for World Tournament at this point, really, and maybe a Link battery for another cell. I feel like the Frieza, the Goku and Frieza from the Tournament of Power could potentially get some random crazy easy A in the future. I really feel like they could. But as of right now, I cannot suggest them. There's just better options for Universe 7 or tournaments. He's not useful anymore. STR, Future Trunks and Mai, no. AGL, Baby. Obviously, GT needs help all around the corner. If you're struggling with any of the GT-focused content, it would be wise to grab him. He is very good for it. For any of the extreme GT-based or not Shadow Dragon, but just GT in general, he could be useful. The GT Trio is okay for the content you can take it into for like category exclusive, like Dragon Ball Seeker stuff, but otherwise I'd say they're worthless. LR Kale Khalifa, if you got AGL Kale Super Saiyan 2, then that's your perfect partner. if you even want to be able to use that Kale, you kind of have to have her. I mean, but she pops up on so many random banners that I could never suggest that you grab her. I've summoned so many of Kale and Khalifa, it's irritating. STR full power Frieza, garbage. Tech Broly. Tech LR Broly could see an EZA very, very soon. Like worldwide download celebration, he's like next in line. He's truly next in line. He's like next in line right after the Super Saiyan 3 LR Goku. So I feel like we could see that any day. The physical androids, very good unit, very good unit. Overall though, definitely needs dupes to be good and is very RNG. Kind of squishy, but still very good unit. But I don't think androids is dominant enough anymore to warrant the coin usage on them. I think you could wait until they popped up on a random banner, or you get them out of some special banner or something. But once again, if it's like the only thing you're missing, go for it. Int God Goku, very fun and good unit, but unfortunately the EZA just wasn't good enough. He's a dodge or die. Still very good unit. Teeth Coup. I wish he was better. He's useful, but I wish he was better. Any other Super Saiyan Goku can replace him. Not any, but several others can. Broly Trio is obviously very good. I could call this another shout out for a unit. I think, okay, I don't know what's wrong with the website right now. It's just not loading. LR Broly Trio is good, obviously, but I feel like, once again, kind of dupe dependent as far as damage goes. They can get really high damage regardless, but they're like a one-note unit. You get 7 orbs to dodge with them, you get on stupidly low health, and then they can change the entire field into orbs and just nuke the enemy. They have that ability, they have that option. It's a one-and-done unit, and I'm not a fan of them, unfortunately. We're to talk about Rose. AGL Nappa, I just don't feel is... The AGL Nappa and Vegeta, I hear so much great things people say about them. I don't see it. I'm sorry. It's a world tournament unit at the end of the day. There's no Saiyan Saga team you're really going to be rolling them on, so I wouldn't suggest it. Obviously, Omen Goku. Omen LR Goku is going to have a good EZA during the 9th anniversary celebration. But I just wouldn't... There's other things you could be grabbing that would probably be more important. And I think that you can comfortably remove him from the teams that you would be including the AGL UI Goku on and Evo Blue Vegeta on. I feel like he's replaceable at this point. He's still very good, but I still feel like he's replaceable. Tech Jiren also is overdue for an EZA. Not worth it right now, though. There is no look on the horizon that he could be coming after Topo left. Everyone assumed we would get an EZA for LR Jiren. The Topo celebration proved that it's not coming right now, and it won't be anytime soon. I feel like every other unit will have priority over him at the moment. The physical Super Saiyan 2, Angel, Vegeta, and then Goku, I feel like really wanted an EZA last year, and he still didn't get one. He's not worth it. He's not worth it right now. Turles could be getting an EZA at some point, but unfortunately, no. He actually holds up decently well on damage. Tech Bojack Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Very cool. Very good unit. Or was. And just not good enough to grab right now. Crap. I love LR Tapion, but crap. 17, crap. Goku Piccolo can be surprisingly good, but not worth it. And then we were talking about Janemba. Gohan Krillin, no. Intelligence Vegeta Goku, no. Extreme Hit and God Goku, no. I mean, they are useful for like one Extreme Z Awakening mission, and that's it. Future Gohan and future Kid Trunks or Teen Trunks, no. Let's see here. LR Tech Vegeta Giant Ape World Tournament unit, otherwise no. LR Kaioken Goku has been useful in specific burst modes, and that's about it. Otherwise, I don't see him useful on a general aspect. Once again, another freaking Goku and Piccolo physical. Very good unit, but needs an easy aid. Gohan and Goku Tech LR. Good unit. Surprisingly still decent and usable in certain content, but definitely not worth the coinage. And then there's the Intelligence LR Merge Zamasu. I wish he was better, but once again, just like the LR Rose, he's got one team and one team only, and that's the Extreme Future Saga. And if you don't have him for Extreme Future Saga, there's just no reason to really bring him. And then there's the freaking Tree of Might Goku. I have found a lot of use for the Tree of Might Goku and a lot of random mission-based content. He could be used for World Tournament, but I wouldn't suggest it. But yeah, I mean, he's definitely not worth it either, and is very highly dupe dependent. So, anyways, God, that was a mouthful and took forever. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. So those are just my general thoughts on the yellow coins in general. If you already have Bulma, if you have Boo, if you have Frieza, if you have Janemba, and if you have Rose, you don't have really any reason to go and waste your yellow coins. Just wait until the next LR Bulma unit comes out and hold on to those coins and wait to grab it if you can't summon it. That's basically it. Yellow coins are literally there for you to grab a random yellow coin unit that you just don't have in your collection. A majority of all of these yellow coin units are verified box dust. They're just not really worth it. Some of them have their uses. Quite a few of them have their very small usage. But overall, I mean, they're not really worth just randomly spending on. If you're a new player and you magically hit the yellow coin 500 point, Bulma should be your number one priority. And then after that, I would highly suggest either Boo or Golden Frieza. Those would be the next two that I would choose for you. But anyways, guys, this is a ridiculously long video for no good reason other than a conversation point. If you watched all the way to the end, I appreciate you. Let me know if you're gonna just still be saving those yellow coins, or if you're finally gonna be able to grab something that you've wanted for so long. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Have a good day and a good night.